next to Don.
STEEZ, know what's going on? Yes, Lord.
Goddamn, bring y'all motherfucking round 5 tips. Gather round for gather round if you don't mind.
I'm seeing the hotel's expensive as motherfucker. Like minimum $600 a night.
Yeah, I imagine it will be a crazy event just for footy. Like, gather round just seems like a cool idea to me. Like, you know, just having all the teams play in one spot, all the footy fans gathered in one spot on some shit. I think that the concept is cool, but I can see it getting just kind of crazy.
Chaotic.
Yeah.
Adelaide probably a lot of shit going on. Prices, it's probably like the Masters week, bro. That's probably what it's like.
Probably only with more drunk people. So I can't imagine how many fights just break out for no fucking reason. But anyways, man, getting into these games. Starting off gather round, we got Adelaide Crows versus Geelong Cats, man. What you
The
think?
home team. I gotta pick Adelaide, man.
Yeah.
They lost a tough one, which they probably should have won last week against Gold Coast. They're at the Adelaide Oval now. They're playing against Geelong, which I think is a respectable side. But I don't know. Adelaide didn't. I don't really concede them losing momentum based off that heartbreaking loss, if you will. But yeah, I think Adelaide still has the potency going forward to give Geelong a run for their money.
Yeah, for sure. I'm also tipping the Crows. I think they've been just in a lot better form this year. They played tougher teams than Cats this year. I think Gold Coast might have been their toughest game, even though you know, very arguable outcome, whatever. But yeah, Crows just looking like the better team. I mean, they forwards is crazy. They midfield we seen can hold up, you know, some of the best. So
Matt Crouch supposed to come back too, so even stronger.
shit. So hell yeah. On to the next one. We got Pies versus Sydney Swans. This one will be interesting.
Well,
So Sydney just found a form last week. Pies kind of been a little more consistent throughout the year, but I do think Sydney at their best is better than Pies consistency. So I'm gonna ride the train, or hopefully, I'm gonna lean towards Sydney's gonna keep up what they did last week, and they found their groove, and I don't think the Pies gonna knock them off of that. So Sydney.
yeah, I'm gonna go Collingwood just because if you take away the first game that they played, which was opening round, and you could tell that they just weren't in shape. Collingwood has looked very good, I would say, this season. Sydney really on the opposite side of the spectrum. They've been questionable, and they, like you said, they have found form. They actually had a great game last game, but I'm not gonna let one game sway me yet. The jury's still out on Sydney for me. I think Collingwood just is a little bit too dangerous. I want to say Milechek is out though, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, I think just Collingwood, when they're up and running, bro, they're pretty hard to stop, bro. And unfortunately, I have to back them boys. Sorry ass Collingwood, man, this week.
Yeah, and I could definitely see this being a good one. I don't know about game of the round, but I think these teams are definitely, you know, similarly matched. And if this was like a real home and away game, I probably just would have leaned to the home team on this, but it is a neutral ground in Adelaide.
Yep.
So, hell yeah. On to the next one. We have North Melbourne versus Gold Coast Suns.
North is North again, bro.
Unfortunately, I'm looking at them like that after last week.
This will go easy Gold Coast tip for me, bro. Like, Gold Coast got away with one last week, but they still played a great game nonetheless. Been playing great all season. This is going to be one of the easier teams that they played this season. I think the midfield's just going to run over the top of them boys, man. It's going to be what it is. Jed Walter plays a great game as well again.
Yeah.
Ooh, them boys cook.
This is a pretty easy Gold Coast tip. I mean, Gold Coast in top form right now, man. They a top 4 side right now. Just off
That's
the
crazy.
off the eye test, off the ladder, off everything. Like there's no denying it. So yeah, I'm gonna have to go to Suns.
Yeah.
Next game, we have game of the round.
This the spoon bowl right here, boy. The spoon bowl.
We got Carlton versus West Coast Eagles. West Coast, how they are doing. What you think, man?
The way West Coast played last week gives me just a little bit more confidence that Carlton would win this game, can win this game. But Carlton's Carlton, and you never really fucking know. You know we're not about to play a full quarter, so, hey, you got to stick to what. If West Coast does what everybody else does, you stick to your guns, you stay in the fight until it's time to take over, and they take over. But that being said, I will tip Carlton nonetheless, man. If we go 0-5, that just don't make no damn sense. If McGovern is out, we seen how Jesse Hogan got loose. I think Charlie Curnow is just as talented as Jesse Hogan, if not more. We might not have the kicking skills to get him to him as much as GWS does, but I still think that when we play good, we can play good. We might be able to demoralize West Coast and put them out the game early to a point where they don't make a comeback. But it's all speculation and it's all hopes, man. I'm tipping Carlson.
Yeah, I honestly think we have a realistic chance of winning this game, bro.
Y'all do, unfortunately.
Which is crazy. Even despite how we played last week against GWS, I don't know if we just young and we was already intimidated going into that game and we just couldn't couldn't find our way out of that. But yeah, man, Carlson. This is really just based off how bad Carlton been this year. Like, we haven't really showed anything. We showed that we can be we better than goddamn what we were last year, and that we can like kind of compete at least for a little bit. And the thing is, bro, Carlton, if you can hang in there, you got a chance, and that's why we have a chance, bro.
No matter who you are.
And I gotta goddamn go West Coast all day, every day, man. Hell yeah.
Why did they give this game to Adelaide? That's fucked up.
Oh yeah, neutral ground is great. Next game we got Western Bulldogs versus Brisbane Lions.
This game could go. I wouldn't say it can go either way, but it can be bad or it can be competitive. And I'm gonna tip Brisbane. I'm thinking Brisbane. First off, I think it's fucked up that Brisbane has yet to play a game at Adelaide Oval since Gather Round started. In the reigning premiers, you give Norwood Oval, you give Carlton West Coast Adelaide Oval. Shit don't really make no sense. They really disrespected Brisbane, but that's a whole other story. I think Brisbane I think they just have more of a complete side than what the Bulldogs. Bulldogs, I feel like, rely on Sam Darcy. Sam Darcy had to go crazy to win this game, I think, in my opinion. Yeah. I do think the Brisbane midfield might be too much for the Bulldogs, considering the outs that they still have. And I just don't see it really happening for the Bulldogs this game.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to agree with you. The Dogs do have a lot of fight in them, but I think the Lions are just a little bit too polished. I do think this is going to be a close game, but if it gets scrappy, I think the Lions are going to be able to just, pull that out. So I'm going to tip the Lions too.
If you ain't beating Frio, you ain't beating Brisbane.
Yeah. You would think, but Brisbane be ass when you don't respect it. But
They do. If they play like last week and play a full game rather than one half, it should be an ass whoop. That's what I predict, at least.
Surely. Hey, Brisbane there. Next game we got Melbourne versus Essendon.
Melbourne better win this game.
Oh man, if they don't, they're gonna be joining one of us in the 05 game, man.
I don't have that happening. I have Melbourne win this game. At some point, it just gotta happen, bro. It's gotta happen. Why? Who better to do it against than Essendon? I don't know. I'm still low on Essendon. I don't really have. Well, Peter Wright could be coming back, so that could definitely boost their stocks. Although Jake Lever is out for like 8 weeks, it's going to be pretty tough for them to overcome. Yeah. But Melbourne's kicking has been ass. But another shit game for Bailey Fritsch, bro. Like, I don't know, man. I really don't know. I'm just tipping Melbourne off vibes, to be honest, if I'm guessing it, really.
Yeah. I agree. Melbourne should win, but Melbourne should have won a lot of games this year, and they haven't been. And this should be the game, but I'm almost tempted to tip Essendon, bro.
How could you?
I feel like if I don't tip Essendon, it makes me a liar, because I said I wasn't tipping these boys no more. So I'm going to have to tip Essendon. And Melbourne, welcome to the 05, man.
Why do they have this game at Adelaide Oval, too?
That shit is.
They be having the trash games.
Oh, man. Yeah. I really don't have any argument to back Essendon other than Melbourne just been that ass. But hell yeah. Next game we got Richmond versus Freo.
This is easy Freo tip, I ain't gonna lie.
Unfortunately.
Freo had a great game last game. Ball movement looks immaculate. Defense been standing up. Yeah, Shea Bolton playing against his old side. Hopefully he doesn't do some dumb shit. But yeah, Richmond hasn't showed me enough to warrant them scoring enough points against Freo and playing enough defense to stop Freo.
Yeah.
Freo just has a balanced attack. It's pretty good. And the forwards, despite Luke Jackson being out, I still think Freo has enough forward power, midfield power to get the job done.
Hey, yeah. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to agree. Freo just been when Freo's clicking, they just a hard team to beat. I kind of compare Freo's gameplay now to how Richmond was when they were kind of competing in before they got the Knifeman title. You know what I'm saying? They were kind of fast paced, just handball, kick, score type shit, and Freo kind of is on that same line, and it's very hard to beat. And Richmond I don't think they got it in them.
Only a handful of players perform for Richmond every game.
Yeah. Next game, we got Saints versus GWS.
I think this game is the test for St. Kilda. This will be the test to see if they really like that. I'm actually very interested in this game, bro. I think this is the streak. The streak ends where I tip Saints, but I'm about to tip GWS this game. Just because I think I'm assuming that they got a lot of confidence over the win against y'all last week. Jesse Hogan in top form. They're just playing great. I think Cornelio's out this game if I'm not mistaken, but I think GWS will be able to handle the pressure for the Saints. Saints might just. I don't think the Saints are really up to the challenge. Max King has another setback, so he won't be back this week or next week. And yeah, I think GWS has the defense, the key defenders, and the defensive stocks to stop a St. Kilda run if they are to put a hole in the Jack attack and plus Zach. Yeah. It'll be interesting though. I think St. Kilda can be competitive this game, but I'm tipping GWS.
Yeah. I think I feel the same way. I do kind of see GWS as like a gatekeeper right now. Like, I feel like depends on how you play them, is how I'm basing you off the season. And I don't know why that is, but that's just how I feel right now. But yeah, probably because GWS is just, I think, a solid all-around team. They got, great players in each position. So you do kind of got to flex whatever you do against GWS to beat them, and I just don't think Saints have enough flexing in them. The Jack attack plus Zach, man, it's just not enough for the Orange Tsunami, bro.
It might be in full form too, because Jack still might come back this week, but full power Jack attack plus Zach might not be enough, bro.
Orange Tsunami something different, man. All right, man. Last game of the round, we got Port Adelaide versus Hawthorn, man.
At home, Port. Although they just lost at home last week.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna matter against the Hawks anyway. I'm tipping the Hawks this game. They're number one on the ladder right now. They're in great form. Port's just too many question marks around them for me to ever tip them confidently at this point. Hawks.
Oh. I think I'm actually about to tip Port this game, bruh. I like the Hawks, I really do, but Will Day being out now, he's been ruled out for some months now, unfortunately. Yet again, another injury for Will Day. So that's two midfielders down, assuming James Warple doesn't come back this game. I do like the Hawks. I think Port did have some good play last game against the Saints. Unfortunately, they did lose at Adelaide Oval. I just don't. If they lose back-to-back in Adelaide Oval, I'll be very surprised considering it is gather round. They have to get up for this game. They have to. Zach Butters looked great. I can see. All right, so Port has big defenders to stop the Hawthorn attack with Gradagalier, Lear. Midfield should be getting up to it on paper. Jason Horn-Francis, if he has a good game with the rest of the midfielders, I think that they can win the game. Georgiades might not have as great a game as he did last game, but I think that the Adelaide is capable of it. And I'm going to actually have a hot tip and tip Port this game. That'll be crazy, though.
I'll be interested. I don't think it's definitely possible for them to win, but I just don't trust them boys at all.
I don't trust them. I guess I trust them enough in my tip, though.
Go ahead.
Two back-to-back at Adelaide Oval, though.
Oh, I'm excited for a goddamn Pie Sydney. Probably Saints GWS the most this week. Okay.
You don't care about Adelaide Cats?
I do, but not as much.
You think it's gonna be Aswood?
I think Jerome gonna put up a good game, but I think Crow's just a little too much, too young, too fast. If you don't mind.
I'm excited to see Wardlaw return for North.
Yeah. Our game should be interesting. I don't know.
It's at 11:20, boy.
It's probably only going to be entertaining that first quarter. Then after that, man, I don't know what's about to happen.
There's gonna be so many missed handballs, and it's gonna be all-time record disposal efficiency at all-time lows this game.
That shit gonna be embarrassing.
I'm gonna be embarrassed. I already am.
Shit. That's about it, man. Y'all like, comment, subscribe, all the YouTube shit. Tune in to the lives. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.